2023. Fundraising, 27th of May 2023. Please be prepared to help raise mega money for our beloved ESN. Also, we'll be having our Heroes Day on the 30th of May. 30th of May 2023. Please be prepared for these two big events within a couple of 3 or 4 days to showcase what we can do in USA. I salute you all. God bless you. And they will
know. Okay, Mazi, that's all the announcement you have, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
That's the announcement, and let's continue. The U.S. We talk to them. I'm busy. I'm busy doing a lot of stuff at the same time. You'll be wondering what it is. In one of those mornings, there are times when you come, you have information flowing from everywhere. So you check which is which, and whether it's what they're talking about or not. That's what we do. We check whether it's worth talking about. Yesterday I mentioned about the exit of the imposter. You know, our leader mentioned it. He will live as a rock in a body double, whose name changed from Buhari to Jubrin, El Sudani, and later to Yusuf Abubakar Mohammed. Nobody talked about it. Nobody tried to do anything. There's something I would like to inform our people in Lagos, because when we say things, people take them seriously. Sometimes they don't. A victim is a victim, and victims come in various forms. This thing has been trending, and I think it's good I bring it to limelight, because anybody can be victim. And it goes further to state that we've been telling you people that we have formed the habit of not reacting. We let people kick us around and we don't show any sign of activity. That means you're dormant. And what it shows is weakness and act of cowardice. When you cannot question why your brother is being beaten to death, as if it does not concern you. Tomorrow you're going to be the victim. You're going to be the victim. I don't intend to stretch any topic today, because I'm going to swirl around some of these things that is like a headline, swirl around them and then get you to see the part you are playing, whether it's going to help others or not. This is, I saw this a while ago, but I think the narrative of the incident, how this guy narrated this, is good enough for other people to listen and maybe learn. It may be good for you, it may not. But at the same time, when something happens, let us face it honestly and squarely. Because tomorrow you might be the victim. And then other people will be watching you being brutalized. Whatever the cause, whatever the reason, let's take preventive action, preventive steps.
Because picture sent picture Afonia Philip onye a bụ onye olu Ineziago. Onye a ejego mbefa nwa dogoba anya amụrụ m ahịa n'aka ya na trade fair. Mgbe na Nigeria sị no, let me engage myself in one business or the other. Onye a na-ere trade fair. Onye a na-ere cosmetics na trade fair. Na Imo Plaza na trade fair. Somebody na-erijuru onwe ya afọ na-azụ family ya. Ọkwa ya bụ onye asị na ọ bara ọkada na Bulado side satellite town. Bụ ọkada onye Hausa bụ ya na ọkada na-anya rubbish ọkwọ ya aka n'azụ. Nwoke m, do you want to kill me? Why are you driving like this? Onye Hausa ekwuru okwu ruo ebe ndị ibe ya nọ ndị ọkada ndị ọzọ otibe amụ ya onye anarụgbu ya amụ ya akụge this guy ma osisi akụnyesịrị ntu ma shovel ma ihe ya ka eji kogidegide agizigide akụtuo ya. Ana m anụ na ọnwụgwọ now this morning na-ekwu ekwu na aka. Then my sister be that side send her on this picture. Onye ọbụla ma satellite and ma bụla the other side. Then na Monday one man be na opposite side fa chifu akwa yiforo eyifo n'iru yard ha ebe ha na awụsa na dustbin akwa oyoyi o like ọzọ wufu ya dia. Onye Hausa, all this is scavengers ndị Hausa jechiri akwa like ya yiri akwa nọrọ ebe atibe amụ ya anara ya amụ ya otu aka esi ma ndị Yoruba mụ ihe niile zuko ozugbo kwụba demand kwụgbuo. Nke a bụ nke atọ this week na-eme that area. Na say what happened was na this is conspiracy between Hausa and Yoruba. Na ga-emegide ndị Igbo ihe ha agba ọsọ na Lagos. Ọkwa ndị Igbo dị against them na Lagos. In proxy ime bogo allegation kutuo. Then ndị Igbo niile nọ dia. Ebe akụtu Philip as na ihe ahụ shops ndị Igbo nọ dia, ndị Igbo ekwuru ekwu ndị akara aka. Iwe na-ajụ onye mere ndị Igbo this time. Ịma anyị na-ekwu ya some people anaghịzi kwuru Biafra unu apụọ. This o kwesị ọsọ onye iberibe ma ọ bụ onye ma na like onye na-etinye isi ebe a like ya. Only onye iberibe bụ onye ma na you hate me ọ na-afanye isi ebe hate ya. Na ihe a na-eme ndị Igbo emere na akụgbuo. Then other ndị Igbo no there we say nothing do nothing. Iwere chọba onye mere ndị Igbo this time. Who swear for Igbos? In Lagos, ndị Igbo bụ the dominant number of people bi na.
Oh yes. We formed the habit of ignoring things. Now waiting concern me. I be concern you. You see something happening to your brother, you take the other way. It's like the script in the Bible. The merchant going from Jerusalem to Jericho, who fell into the arms of the robbers, and when people see, they pass by the wayside, unconcerned, until the Good Samaritan came and rescued him. Then there were a lot of people that saw the victim and they passed by, not checking. It's the same thing that's happening to us. You see, all this there is like duplication of what happened in the Bible. People are being beaten. Your brothers, you know very well that your brothers are in danger. You know that your women are in danger. Is that not when you will collectively keep a watch on each other? No. Did you check? Did those people committing the beatings, did they check the guy to see if that thing is there or not? It's like say thief. You did not ask what did he steal, how? You just hear thief. You descend on an innocent person. So if they want to kill you, all they have to do is put somebody just say you're a thief. And let's say you're a senator and you're in an environment where you're not known. And they know that you frequent there. And one day you just came on strolling and somebody say thief. And then they bludgeon you to death. And let story be hearing that man was a senator. So, but he's dead. And you don't have to be you don't have to be somebody to get justice. You don't have to. It is when something happens to the poor, to the miscreant, the way you react will make people understand that people are people. Human beings are human beings and must be treated equally with compassion. Because if you fail to do that, tomorrow might be your turn. So our people are here, so we'll work on them, okay, and cope. So they will. Mazi, go ahead. There will.
Mazi, there is a noise coming. Yeah, and there were. It's not a good time for us. We are mourning. I think I have to hand as it the hot TV. Let us do the needful and give to whom honor is due before we proceed. As it the hot, please come up now. Let us do the needful.
Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow Biafrans, wonderful people, lovers of freedom and friends of Biafra. This morning, this afternoon, this evening, depending on your location, we are live and direct on the only platform where truth is spoken, on the only platform where humanity listens and those that doesn't have sense receive sense. The only platform where Chukwuka Biama have used our leader, great leader Mazi Kanu, to bring together all the people of Biafra from across the globe. And that is the citadel of knowledge, that is the citadel of wisdom, that is the citadel of understanding. We are here to educate our people once again because Radio Biafra is a place where we worship in truth and honesty. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you that are watching and listening live on this platform right now. My name remains Mazi became Biafra Kempo na Biafra is a anchor of Biafra, the anchor of the Biafra television. I thank each and every one of you, those that are supporting this struggle financially, morally, and otherwise and spiritual. We are here because Chukwu Kadama have called us to come. Before we move on behalf of IPOB media warriors and Biafrans of goodwill, we have a very big tragedy that has befallen us, and we cannot continue speaking to humanity without acknowledging the fact that Chukwu Kikabiama have called to rest one of our great gallant media warrior, known as Mr. Maurice Prince. Mr. Maurice Prince is known as Austrian Page. This is a gallant man, a man of enormous wisdom, knowledge. This is a man that have fought gallantly against the enemies, against the infiltrators who have come to infiltrate what we are doing and to bring problem between us and among us. And this man have been suffering for a sickness that is beyond our control, and that is cancer of the blood, known as leukemia. He have battled with this particular sickness for so many years. But believe you me, yesterday, Mr. Maurice Prince, aka the Austrian Man Page, a great orator and a writer, have bowed to the call of nature. And on this note, we are very, very sad. But we all know that God brings and God taketh. We all know that death is inevitable. We all know that there is nothing we can do when death as human beings to do what we can, but Chukwokika Biama, the creator of heaven and earth, does the ultimate. Therefore, if Chukwokika Biama have called our brother to rest, we have no reason to ask him why. What I am saying this morning, this afternoon, is that this man that just died yesterday, being a member of this gallant media warrior that the British government and even their media is afraid of, have left us. Therefore, before we move on, I want all Biafrans all over the world, wherever you are, to give a minute silence to this gallant man who have fought alongside with us to make sure that the enemy did not hijack this movement that is going to give us a great nation we have all been fighting for. I want each and every one of you that are watching and listening on this platform to know that we love Mr. Maurice Prince so much from the bottom of our heart. He meant a lot to us. He is a great man. In life and death, we love him. But if God Chukwokika Biama called him to rest, we have no reason to ask him why. Please, fellow Biafrans, our brother Madabuchi, the fearless evangelist, also lost his wife years ago. But yesterday, the traditional right of this beautiful woman was also, done according to our tradition. She have finally been put to rest, and the burial was done yesterday on behalf of this woman. She died while giving birth to our gallant daughter in Biafra land, or son in Biafra land. And we are IPOB, we remember our people whenever they are in pain. We cry with you when you are crying. We celebrate with you when you are celebrating. And we want to say to the family of Madabuchi and Madabuchi himself to accept our condolence, and to the family of Prince Maurice to accept our condolence. Please, fellow Biafrans, let us kindly give them, this man and this woman that have left us, just 2 minutes silence. After that, which this great program this morning will commence. This afternoon or this evening, depending on your time zone. The time starts now. Thank you. May the soul of our departed brother and sister, Mr. Maurice and Mrs. Madabuchi, rest in perfect peace in the name of Chukwokika Biama. Over to you, Mazi. Okay, for him. Over to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, my brother, for doing the need for Biafrans all over the world. We say good afternoon to all of you. Today is Tuesday, and of course, you know the tradition all over the world. If you're a Biafra, today is our Tweet Tuesday. Lovers of freedom, follow us, and don't forget the campaign to call. The numbers that are available in all platforms. Continue to make the calls. And we have to appreciate our leader, Mazi and the Okuchukana members of Shukupeza and United Zoo, or Memory Zoo. We love you. We appreciate you. Be on court in 2 days' time, and we're hoping for better. And all his listeners that are doing wonderfully well, men and women of all radicals all over the world, we appreciate all of you. I remain okay for Nusinwa from Maga, from Poland here. And today, the panel is here again to educate our people, favorable or unfavorable. Those things you need to know, those things you've not known, and those things you wish to know, just take to your telephone and to your radio and listen carefully and follow instructions, directives, and follow the code of conduct. Today, the panels include our brother who have already spoken, as is the Hot TV. Prince Darlington is here. Fearless Evangelist is here, and Alozie is here, and our beloved brother and comrade, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, will soon join us equally. And today we have 3 topics to treat. And number 1 topic we are going to treat the Heroes Day remembrance. And number 2 is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's freedom and the need for Biafra land to remain calm. Very, very important. Then we may be treating number 3 and number 4 together if time permits today. The need for Biafra to continue to campaign for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And most especially, Mazi Alozie, take note, and everybody should take note of this. The need for Biafran parents to be mindful of what their children are being taught in schools. Because Mazi Alozie, these people are coming in different ways in Biafra land. They might teaching our children this is Islamic, they want to conquer us. So our parents in Biafra land, please, our mothers especially, please take care of your children. Know what they are teaching them in school. These people are coming in all ways. They might even be teaching them in the school. They will get a handbook without writing it down. So sit your children down from primary to say, ask them, especially those of them in primary. This is where we have very big problem, both in kindergarten, whatever. Our mothers, please, we are begging all of you. This is the highest Islamization is that. When they indoctrinate the children, it will not be good for us. This is very important topic. We are going to treat it vehemently today. And for that, Mazi, as in the Hot, please take number 1 topic for us. After that, Manage will come up. Our Heroes Day remembrance. There we are.
Thank you very, very much, Mazi. Okay, Osiwu, aka Ekeroru. And if you look at this, you notice that because Agam na Sumobeli Igbo, Neti Ekwe Igbo, na Mbaso, and you know, Tutun Ega Yentibundi Igbo. We will not throw away our tradition, our culture, and our language because we are fighting for our freedom. Yeah. However, my brothers and my sisters, we are talking about our 30th of May, which is the day that we remember our fallen heroes. 30th of May is already a tradition in Biafra land. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have made 30th of May to become a tradition. What I mean by tradition, it has become our omena and akaisi. We remember those that fought and died for our sake. Because before we came, before the emergence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, nobody remember to at least keep a day for these men, gallant men and women that fought and died for our people. Do you know what it means? That over 5.2 million people were massacred for you to be alive in the land of the living. These gallant men and women have committed no crime. The only crime they committed was to ask for the freedom of you and that of your children and your children's children. And that is why the British evil government descended on us, you know, with the Arab wars, bringing war to our land, killing our people, destroying our land. And after that, our elders forgot to remember the death of these people. When you look at American as a country, America set out a day which they used to remember all their fallen heroes. Germans set out a day which they used to remember their fallen heroes. France set out a day that they used to remember their fallen heroes. And so do other countries of the world. Courtesy demand that when your heroes fight for your sake, fight for you, and they died on the process, you should be able to remember them. Before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came, there was nobody that has the nerves to remember the day which our fallen heroes was supposed to be remembered. Nobody. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in 2014, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu call for IPOB worldwide through Radio Biafra. This particular radio where you are listening this program from, he called the world, called IPOB all over the world to come back and put heads together for us to build a cenotaph, a mark of remembrance for our heroes, those that died and those that fought and died for us, that we may remember them, that their spirit may continue to support us in the spiritual realm while we fight in the physical realm, to make sure that that which they died, which they fought and died for, may be established in our own lifetime. And do you know what happened? There was a rapid response across the globe supporting what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was calling for, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu always do it the way Chukwu Kabiyama sent him. A lot of people donated money. A land was given for this project, and a cenotaph was built in Enugu at Milke precisely in 2014. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called Biafrans to come and commemorate with all the IPOB members across the globe to set up this cenotaph to make sure that our people that died is remembered. And we indeed did that particular program. It was successful. After that, our brother who was Rike, I call him our brother because he still remained a Biafran, with Nigeria police went and destroyed that cenotaph. It is on history. History will never forget that it was Rike brought the people that destroyed the cenotaph, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called Biafrans to contribute money to build, to remember these gallant men and women that fought with nothing. These gallant men and women that designed their own ammunitions to defend their own people under every bombardment, under the evil attack against their people. So it is already recorded that a cenotaph that was built for these people's remembrance in the Military Hill, because Enugu State is also is a holy land, was destroyed by Wazirike and the Nigeria police. That is, by the way, from that very 2014, we have continually asking for Chukwu Kabiyama to forgive us our sin. Are you know more people? Yes. Are you know more people every year for God Chukwu Kabiyama to forgive our sin and grant us our heart desire, which is our freedom. And since then, believe you me, a lot is happening. A lot has been happening. So many things have been happening in Biafra land, because we do pray every year, ask for forgiveness of our sins, and continuously doing what we are supposed to do. Today, as I speak to you, it has become a tradition in our land that every 30th of May, IPOB remembers their fallen heroes. And on this note, I want you to know that even the former governor of Anambra State, Obiano, emulated this gesture of remembrance of our fallen heroes. He did it in Anambra State. In case you don't know, go and check the record. The record is there. Because they have found out that this is exactly what we are supposed to do. It does not matter who put you in the power. It does not matter whom your godfather is, whether it's Fulani or Hausa man. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you are doing the right thing, being a governor. Anambra State government joined hand in the IPOB 30th of May Remembrance Day. And on this note, I want you to know that what we are doing is legit. What we are doing is legal. You will not forget to remember the death of those people that fight and died for your sake. Over 1.something million children died of Oshoko due to hunger and starvation that was meted against them. Because they use hunger and starvation as a weapon of war against us. It has never happened anywhere in the world. It is only in Biafra land that hunger and starvation was used as a weapon of war, and the whole international community, the United Nations, is still watching. They have not called to those people who have committed this pogrom against us to justice. And on this note, I want to tell you that today we are calling for every member of IPOB to remember that on 30th of May, we must remember those that fight, those that died because of us. Because on the process of them fighting to defend our land, necessity became the mother of invention. Ogbunigwe was invented. Ogbunigwe was they call it a Chuku bucket, which they used to fight the enemies. Our engineers, they assembled in Enugu, in University of Enugu. Do you know that during the war it was changed to University of Biafra? University of Nigeria Soka was changed to University of Biafra, and our engineers were able to build a lot of things that if they were refining fuel during the 3 years of against us, the program us, there was fuel surplus in Biafra land. They built airports, they constructed airplanes, used it to do what? To fight the enemy. We did not give up. This you want to know. And on this note, I'm calling on everybody to remember that on 30th of May, you must have to sit at home. Biafra land is going to be lock and key. You have to lock down Biafra land and throw the key into anywhere you like until after 30th of May. No flies supposed to be seen on the street. No animals to walk on the street, because it's going to be a ghost town on 30th of May. Therefore, any other person calling for any other sit at home anywhere in Biafra land is null and void. Only 30th of May, which Directorate of State have already confirmed Mazi Nandekano has put as a law in our land. And on this note, I thank you.
Mazi said there, in respect of that, you know, there is a jingle for that is playing everywhere, and we are urging our media all over the world to continue to play that jingle and continue to share that jingle. All of you, if you don't have it, you can call in platforms. People should start to play that jingle of that poster of no sit at home is very important. And Mazi, what you just said about Owazike, you see, when we say we don't forget, neither forget, people think we are playing. What Owazike had just played is exactly the same thing Gowon did to Biafrans. After the war, Gowon destroyed the manuscript of Biafra engineers. Now, Onyendu erected this, and the same Owazike come and destroyed it. How do you compare these two now? You think we forgive these people? It's not our brother. That Ralph Owazike is not our it's a land grabber. Go and see what he's doing over everywhere. We cannot forgive that man. Just like we cannot forgive Gowon, who have not even come up to apologize, have never made any statement up to this time we are. At this age, Mazi.
That's okay.
At this age, I'm hearing my brother. Go on and conclude.
Yes, it's okay. I want to say something here. In life, you have reality and you have fiction. The reality is that Owazike is an Igbo man. The reality is that Owazike is supposed to be a Biafran. The reality is that Owazike started this struggle after Ojukwu have fought and they surrendered to the power that be. The reality is that we must remember that Owazike happened to be the man that brought the issue of Biafra restoration back to limelight. But another truth is that despite all his effort, everything he have done, he messed it up. Because of this crime, we may not forgive him because of this crime. But we will not deny that Owazike is not our brother Mazi. This is mistake. Because why I like Radio Biafra is that we say it the way it is. I hasten to add, in so many occasions, Mazi will say something which is his own opinion. Someone else will call and say his own opinion. And that is why Radio Biafra is a citadel of knowledge. You come here, you say the truth the way it is. Owazike committed atrocity that is not supposed to be forgiven. We know this. But the truth
Mazi, Ojuzokala, Hope Uzodima, or why, or Devil, by bet and by inclination, they are Biafrans, but they are not my brother. I have to say, they are Biafrans, but they are not my brother.
I like it when you say they are not your brother. But I would like the whole world to understand that these people are of the same race with you, but they are doing the other things which they are not supposed to do. And history will remember them in the dustbin of those who have fought against their own people. That is the point I'm trying to drive here. Because if I say they are not my brother, some people somewhere will think that they are from another region, that they are from another clan, that that they are from the north or from the west. So I am calling them my brothers so that they will understand that they speak the same language with us. When you look at what Wazirike said in his last video, he was calling for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release. And I will not use, because he's calling for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release, to forget about the evil he have committed in the land against Biafrans. I will not do that. If you like, let him call for his release. I will still maintain that you have destroyed the cenotaph which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Biafrans put together to make sure that our people have a symbol of remembrance to the death of those that fought and died for our sake. This is the truth. So I respect your opinion, and I want my own opinion to be respected. And Wazirike, who is listening, should also feel more guilty when you call him your brother, who destroy what you are doing, than when you say he's not your brother. This is my own opinion, and I want to stand up now. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Fearless Evangelist, I know you are sober. Can you speak? Fearless Evangelist, please. Yeah,
thank you. Thank you, Mazi. Good afternoon, dear friends all over the world, wherever you are. I remain Fearless IPOB Evangelist, Mazi Madabchimwachuku. We thank you all, and I accept the condolence from all of you. We remain strong because we are Biafrans who continue to fight until Biafra is restored. And on the first topic, as we move Biafra Heroes Day, it is one of the best things that IPOB have established. It is a weapon against Gowon denial of the genocide. It is also reminding the world of what they did to us. Though they tried to hide it, but we came and resurrected it to the scene of the world. These are part of the things that Nnamdi Kanu established that have become a serious wound on a wound that can never be healed on the body of those that killed us. If you see anybody from the east praising Obasanjo, remember that May to that person, and the person will know what is happening. Anybody you see from the east praising Gowon, praising Buhari, just remind the person about that May, then you have shot the person on the two legs. And that is a great weapon. You may not be in this very struggle front line, or anyhow, or IPOB family member, as a Biafran, even if you are not in Biafra land, if you respect Biafra Heroes Day, you are part of us in this battle. Everybody must not be so active, but our leader said we will carry everybody along. That is to say, in times like this, you are supposed to participate. Then your own duty, if you are in Biafra land, is shut down. And why we always call our people is that those abroad as in different parts of the world, they are also in a position to control their people at home, because our people also respect them. So even if you are not at home, you call your people, say this is the meaning, and when they hear you are from abroad or somebody, or you are like there, you are reminding this thing, they will value it much. So you remember a Biafra that children was forced into the war. Ojukwu said they forced us into the war, and they silenced us, and they lied against us, and they said we are rebels, and they said Ojukwu started the war. But they cannot mention a single place in the north where Ojukwu a gun, where we shot a single bullet in the north. We didn't shoot a bullet in the west. They brought war to our home. So we have to remember those they massacred. Our people that they starved to death means that in the battlefield we are greater than them. But they Awolowo used that policy to destroy us. And today we are not destroyed because we are living. And that is why we are calling our people. IPOB did not start with sit at home. We started with open celebration of our Heroes Day, which shall be so when Biafra comes. But we started 2014, 2015 in Aba. We did in Enugu 2014, Aba 2015. 2016, Anambra Mpo, they massacred us. They massacred us from 29th to the 30th May. Another massacre. But our leader came out from the detention March 28, 2017 or what? He now called us on April. He said, we are going to sit at home 30th May. Because the country where the British trapped us into. Their government, they are tyrants. And they are dictators. They are dictators. So they do not value human life. They do not believe in what Biafrans believe. We believe that Mando, the beauty of life, that is what we call human beings. They massacred us, but we say no. We cannot continue in that manner. We will go and sit at home. That is to say, we will honor our fallen heroes. Remember that Ojukwu started with 3,500 soldiers, but at the end of that very genocide, over 30,000 Biafran soldiers shot themselves to death in the bushes that they are not going to be Nigerian again. So if you are alive today, you do not honor those that defended your map. This place you call your place. This place that the Northerners occupied, you know they occupied some of our communities during the genocide. They took our mothers, some of our mothers and daughters to the north. Today they are Northerners. You see the extent they went. But for you to say I am going back to the east, my home, means that you are benefiting from the efforts of even those that they were carrying on those small children that died under starvation. They fought for you. They fought for you because if they were not important, they wouldn't have been starved to death. The women that were starved to death, the men, they were fighting for you. Even if they are 2 years, if they are not important, then they wouldn't have been starved to death. So this is what we are telling you. For you to be in any place and say, I am from Owerri, I am from Enugu, you know that the men defended here. You know that the women defended here. And those that fell must be remembered. And that's what IPOB established. And that is why our ways are clear. That's why our land is still safe, because we know that their spirit is still fighting. Had we ignored them, we cannot be safe. Thank you, Mazi. I'll be dropping it here. 30th May is sit at home. Thank you.
Thank you much, Neke. Thank you. My condolence. And I thank all of them that helped in one way or the other to make that burial a success. We appreciate all of them. I will not be calling their names, and I thank we acknowledge most of them that helped in any way they can to go get them or replenish their ports and enlarge their coasts. Mazi, unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you, Mazi. I thank Darlington and also Fearless Evangelists for their courageousness and the insight they gave us. So we are discussing about our Heroes Day, the Heroes Remembrance Day, coming up on 30th. And as you know, my name is Alozie. I is a philosopher, an activist, and at the same time a teacher. So today I'm going to talk about the Heroes Day. And for those that are joining us for the first time, you must know that what we call the Heroes Day is a day we remember our heroes. We remember those that have done heroic events in our life, those that stood strong for us to make sure that we are alive today, because without the heroic effort of these men and women in 1967, 67, 68, and 70, I don't think we would be here talking as proud men. They fought so that we remain proud men even to today. Proud Igbo men, proud Ijaw men, proud Isoko men, proud Ibibio and Efik men. We are still here today, standing. So, and these our heroes are people like Christopher Okibo, who happens to be a very fine poet. He writes very well, but upon seeing what the Nigerian government was doing to our land, he decided to become an accidental soldier. An accidental soldier who fought gallantly and died while fighting. These are the type of people we are remembering today. We remember people like Major Joseph Achuze, those that have stood their ground and fought gallantly in order to defend us and defend our parents in order for them to give birth to us. So remember people, when we talk about all these people, some people thought that Biafran soldiers were made up only with Igbos. No, we have people like Colonel Assam Studo. We have people like Philip Effiong and many others that champion this cause. They believe in this nation and they fought gallantly. We are remembering them. That's why we will have a sit at home on that 30th of this month and make sure we remember all of them. You know, when we talk about the effort of these men, some of us might not understand it. These men with nothing manage telephone communication and maintain this telephone communication till the end of the war. These men refined their oil. These men, when the whole world was against them, these men was able to develop their own weapon and use it to fight and make sure they did not wipe us. Because what the Nigerian government wanted to do was to wipe out the Biafrans and make sure nobody answer Igbo, Ejo, Efik, or Ibibio. That was what they wanted to do. But these people, whom we are going to remember, tried their best to stand still and make sure we are here talking today. I want to kind of talk about one of the efforts of these men. We know exactly someone they call Major Jonathan Uchendu. Major Jonathan Uchendu did something great in the Abagana ambush. If you have read this part of history, you know most people they did not even study history. They did not study any atom of history because the young government tried to hide this history to us. So when we say we are remembering our heroes, a lot of people might say, what did they do? What and what? But had it been they were able to be lectured on the history, on the effort, on the sacrifices of these people, nobody will tell you to sit at home that day. You will probably sit at home and stay there to meditate on the sacrifices of these people. We remember the ambush of 31st March 1968. A convoy consisted of 106 vehicles belonging to the Nigerian 2nd Division, transported 6,000 soldiers coming to kill our people. They were also with armor coming from Onitsha to Enugu. They were ambushed and decimated by Biafran soldiers at Abagan by a small unit of Biafran soldiers. In fact, the Biafran soldiers were only about 700 soldiers, confronting 6,000 Nigerian soldiers and their vehicle. They came with everything they got in order to make sure that they decimated us. What happened? You know, when I want Biafrans to listen to what Uchendu said. Uchendu said that the sight of the convoy almost paralyzed his troops. His boys were so anxious to start firing, more out of panic. That's the same thing some of our people are doing today. When the DOS tell them to keep calm, just wait, they will be so anxious. Some of them were afraid, some of them were out of panic. So some of these soldiers wanted to fire. They wanted to fire more out of panic than anything else. He asked them to remain, that is Uchendu, asking them to remain calm until he gave the command. He allowed much of the Nigerian 2nd Division convoy to pass through. His boys were shocked why he would allow them to go through into the Biafran health zone. You know, some of them were even suspicious of Uchendu because Uchendu allowed the soldiers to come in. So they were suspicious. In fact, they might say, oh, are you sure he's not a saboteur or all this one? But as brave soldiers, they must fight to the last because seeing what the type of Nigerian soldiers coming in, they were so anxious and say, these type of soldiers will almost decimate us. We are not going to go free this time around. So as he was guiding the soldiers with the rocket launcher or what to do to the invading convoy, and when they pressed to strike, the soldiers accidentally pressed the trigger, letting go of the rocket. Luckily, he hit a fuel tanker. The tanker exploded, threw its contents onto a nearby armor carrier, setting everything ablaze, causing multiple explosions. So in panic, soldiers who already crossed over into Biafran line ran in different directions in total confusion. So the Biafran soldiers attacked them, killing most of them. So these things are one of those major things they did. There were also children that went hungry. They did not eat anything and resulted into kwashok. These little children died. They died because Nigerian soldiers committed atrocities on them. Nigerian government put up a blockade leading to the death of more than 2 million children. In fact, it was recorded that Biafran land became a burial ground for little children. These are the things these people did to us, and they have planned not for the world not to know all these things they did. But Remembrance Day is an opportunity for us to teach our people this type of. In fact, when Biafra must have been freed, we are going to be having a kind of symposium, a kind of lectures on all these things, because we are now free men. You know, if we have discussions on what Nigeria did to us, then we eventually invade those places and shoot more people. That's why we are calling on everybody to sit at home on that day, so that when you sit at home, not only that you are going to save yourself from the bullets of Nigerian soldiers, you are also use the opportunity to think and meditate on whatever that has happened. So on this day, we remember people that fought for our sake, both men and women, both young soldiers. We remember children that they killed with what I normally call atomic hunger bomb, because that was what their blockade resulted into. So we are going to also use that opportunity on that day to tell our children the stories of the war. They need to know what happened to their parents. They need to know where their parents was coming from. They need to know what Nigerian government gave to their parents for them to, even till today, they struggled to be wherever they are today. You need to put everybody in the mood for them to understand exactly what the Heroes Remembrance Day is all about. So I call on all of us to start. I call on media warriors, I call on everybody writing, both the writers, both the broadcasters, the comment section. I want you all to put everybody in the mood. You put everybody in the mood by bringing out the events of the war. You bringing out every gallant things our soldiers did. You bring out those that have given the ultimate prize. We are not even forgetting those that are still paying the ultimate price. We remember Ikun Sol that was killed recently. We remember those that were killed in Aba recently. They were only protesting and they were killed. We remember a lot of people that have been killed, those that are in prison, those that are suffering in many ways. We remember all of them. They are the reason why we are here. They are the reason why we have vowed to make sure that we restore Biafra. They are the reason why we are going to remember them on 30th. So I thank you, and I say, may God continue to bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you. I remember the 2018 in Vienna, Austria, Biafran genocide, where Dr. Kachi did the need for. I think this is time again. We will start replaying those programs of Dr. Kachi again. It's very, very important because this is the month and this is the week. And I thank our Ultra family that time. It was a wonderful event. And we encourage people. This is equally every state, every national coordinators, and there will be Heroes Day here and there. People are planning, and I think there will be symposiums. It's time for those symposiums. When there are symposiums, our people will continue to learn. Our children will continue to educate them, to imbibe what it is on them. That being said, we are going to enter the second topic, which is Martin Nandikalo's freedom and the need for Biafra land to remain absolutely, completely calm. As in the hot TV, or mute yourself, please. This topic is very important. Our second topic, you take it now, the need for Martin Nandikalo's freedom and for Biafra land to remain calm, completely calm. Or mute yourself, one name, madam. You can unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you very much, brother. I want to appreciate all my fellow comrades who have spoken well in regards to the first topic. And now the second topic, I'm going to take the second and the third at the same time because they have connections to each other. Excuse me. The need for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the need for Biafrans to, continue to do the needful for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release and for Biafra land to remain calm is very, very, very important to us. The reason is because I remember one of the good slogan from Obi Idobien when he was still the real Obi Idobien we used to know. He used to tell us on Radio Biafra, but to my amazement, he later turned to sorry for that this disturbance anyways. He later turned to be Ihobona Osunume Unemekwani Unume Nkemku. However, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, currently suffering and being is going under torture, psychological torture, physical torture, and otherwise in the hand of Nigeria government. The truth is this: you can never take this truth away from us that we love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are fanatical about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are also fanatical about Biafra. If not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there is no other Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There is no duplicate. There is no semblance. There is nothing you can bring close or to change who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to us. That is why every time I talk about him, I beat my chest to speak to the whole world that the kind of love we have for this man, we are ready to die for his sake, and we have been doing so. And I believe by now, even the enemies knows that anybody whose followers are ready to die for is worth something. You see, the reason why we will continue to advocate for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu freedom is not one, not two, not three, not four. It's uncountable. But I'm going to mention but few. Before the coming of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the word Biafra, B-I-A-F-A-F-R-A, Biafra, was not recognized on the Microsoft Word. Who built the Microsoft Word? The white man. Nigeria government went and sponsored a whole lot of things against Biafra. If you write Biafra on Microsoft Word before now, it will underline red. You will see underline red, which shows not recognized before the coming of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But upon the coming of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it possible that Biafra is recognized, even in Microsoft Word, which almost the whole world use to type and make some corrections in their writings. If you type Biafra in the Microsoft Word right now as I talk to you, you can do it on your own. There is no longer red underline on it, which shows that it is now recognized. Before the coming of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there was no recognition of those that died for us, which is 30th of May. Upon his coming, we are now talking about 30th of May to remember those that died for our sake. And we are remembering them. Before the coming of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when the enemies invade our land and kill 100 people, 200 people, they will use their own media to report that it is only one person that was killed or that died. But upon the coming of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we wrote Biafra. Once a single hair of a Biafran drop on the ground, it is reported to the hearing of the whole world. Before the coming of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so many of you do not understand, you do not know that there was a massive killing of our people in Anambra State, especially in Ezu River, during the time of IPOB as the governor of Anambra State. It was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Radio Biafra that brought out the killing, the death of 185 young men that were killed and dumped in Ezu River. And the Radio Biafra carried it, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu broadcasted it to the whole world. We shared it, and the whole world saw the evil that was happening in our land. Before the coming of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Fulani herdsmen have been raping our mothers, killing our brothers and our sisters, raping our sisters, and nobody was reporting it. But upon the coming of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Radio Biafra, believe you me, once any man is killed in Biafra land or any woman is raped, Radio Biafra, Biafra Television, and the IPOB medias will carry it to the whole world. Ask yourself, why is it that all the people who are only making jest, who are only making fun on Facebook, are having millions of viewers and millions of followers? But once you are talking about Biafra on your platform, your viewers will be limited, your listenership will be limited. Anything you share there, so most of times 90% Facebook will bring it down. Why don't you understand that before the coming of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that Radio Biafra was not heard as far as it is now? We were not on the OB, we were not on the FM, we were not even on social media, which is the Intel right now. But upon the coming of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Radio Biafra was able to be placed on the orbit. You can stay in China, you can stay in Malaysia, you can stay in America, in Europe, to listen to the voice of indigenous people who are clamoring for their freedom from the land of the rising sun. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it possible. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it possible that even our people in Biafra land listen to Radio Biafra on FM, frequency modulation, on CHK in Biafra land. If I begin to count what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done, it is numerous, it's uncountable. But looking at the state of things in Biafra land today, believe you me, if not because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, by now, so many of you will be answering Musa, so many of you will be answering Aisha, so many of you will be answering what do you call them, Gowon, or whatever they call their names, because the enemy must have come and take over your land. Do you know that it is because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Radio Biafra that the plan of the Fulani herdsmen, the plan of the Fulani government was not successful? Ask me how. I will explain. In 1989, there was a summit that took place in Abuja called Abuja Summit. What was all about that summit? That summit was all about IPOB sponsoring all the Islamic jihad to turn Nigeria into Islamic nation, to take jihad into the communities in our land. And because of the coming of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Radio Biafra, which he established, and Biafra Television, we fought them down that their plan did not see the light of the day. What about the coming and bringing of Ruga? Do you know that the meaning of Ruga is my land? Go and check the meaning of Ruga. It means my land. The Fulani, we are now trying to claim the land that belongs to our ancestors through Ruga. It is because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB Radio Biafra that they were not able to take over our land. Remember about the time that they want to withdraw all ammunition from every security in Biafra land. They say that we are not supposed to be using our firearms to protect ourselves. Radio Biafra took it upon himself to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu behind the microphone to say it will not hold any ground. Do you know that if Ruga was given to these people, take it or leave it, by now, every local government in Anambra State, in Enugu State, in Ebonyi State, in Imo State, in River State, in Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Abia, in the Delta, we have the settlement of the Fulanis in those lands. You know, sometimes I will not just tell you a support for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release. I will tell you what he has done, and you will use your own initiative, your own brain, to go and do your research and ask yourself, if this man have done all these things because for my sake, I have every reason to fight for his release because he meant well for us. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu asks that our people in America should, as a matter of urgence, put up funds, bring out money to buy arms to do or to protect our land. So many of you were calling him a warmonger. Some of you say that this man was fighting, he was asking for war, for war. Somebody who is trying to protect you, how are you saying he was asking for war? And this is what propelled Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to write a letter. Some of you do not know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wrote a letter to the governors of the Eastern region, to the Ohanaezes, to all the socio-cultural groups in Igbo land, to all the ministers, to all the senators, to all the House of Representative members. 1 year, they did not respond to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu positively. This man is our own savior. That is why I will continue to love him until my last night. And what happened? They ignored him, they passed his message, they put it into the trash bin, and this man went as far as bringing up a security outfit that is right now, as I talk to you, protecting Biafra land. There is a quote, there is a message that was posted on Mazi Chinasonworu's Facebook platform. You can go and check it. Somebody is writing that before now, the Fulani herdsmen used to bring their cattle and kill our people in this our farmland. But because of ESN, today they have chased them away. We have regained our land and we are now planting, and now our land is yielding good seed and good crops for us. And we are already making progress. Who does this? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If I begin to mention what this man have done for the sake of his own people, it is Chigabo. Managini Mere. If you think a man who have done all this, I don't want to mention all, I just mentioned but few. If you think that a man who have done this is not worthy of fighting for his own freedom, which means that his freedom is our freedom, his incarceration is our incarceration. If you think this person is not worthy, then you are not worthy to be alive. I remember when they used to call him a small boy. I remember when they used to say that he is a 419, that he's a Yahoo boy, that is only looking for what to eat. This is a man who was living comfortably, a prince of that matter, living comfortably in a foreign land where he is a citizen. But he jettisoned every of his luxurious life, whatever it may be, to come and rescue our own people, because it was a mission that he was sent for. Many of you are still waiting for the Messiah. You are still waiting for the Savior of our time, not knowing that he is already here with us. But I believe that all the messages this man have sent to us through Radio Biafra, telling us that we are supposed to look back home. We are supposed to protect ourselves. We are supposed to fight. Do you know that if not because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, thousands of Boko Harams would have been brought down to Biafra land and put in our prisons? Go and check the record, because they brought some in the Kurobe prison. It was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu who stood up and said, you cannot bring Boko Haram members into a Kurobe prison. And they return all of them. Do you know what they do? If they bring them and put them in a Kurobe prison, before you know it, they will be releasing them one after the other. By now you'll be here, kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. Go and watch what is happening in Onitsha. Trailer is burning. Trailer carrying fuels out. They will drive it and put it somewhere and put fire and run away. It will be burning our market. Go and look. Just imagine that someone like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not in the picture. I will not tell you come and fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What I'm doing right now is to tell you what this man has done to protect your land, to protect your father, your mother, to protect you yourself that is living in America, in Europe, in Italy, enjoying your life, thinking that you have already arrived. Forgetting that Israelites left their land to different parts of the world and the Palestinians came to take over it. They have to consider, what are they going to do? They begin to donate money. $50 million was the first amount of money that they put together. $50 million was the first money that they put together. To do what? To set up, to buy ammunition, to go and reclaim their land back. In our own case, Mazi Nnamdi can ask you to bring money for us so that we can donate and support our gallant ESN to make sure that our land is protected. And some of you are still there eating burger in America. Some of you who have supported the struggle came to make names, not to support the struggle. And I want to tell you, if you want to stand up to defend that which is genuine, that is the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You must do it. If you don't do it, then you are not worthy to be called a Biafra. I don't want to know your qualification, whatever you might have read in the university, has nothing to do with what we are talking about. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the savior of our own time. And everybody that come from the Gold Eastern region, namely Lower Benue, Lower Kyuki, part of Edo, Ibanke and Ibakre, Delta, Enugu, Ebonyi, Imo, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, and the Abia and the Bayelsa. These are the people that are called Biafrans. You should stand up to say enough is enough. Why are they holding a man that meant well for me and for my children? If you do it, Chukwu Kadurema will bless you, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be free. And for the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have asked that Biafra land should remain calm, believe you me, nobody, no man born of a woman can come into Biafra land and set it ablaze and go scot-free. You can do that.
They can popular mama popular gonoko. Ega popular my state. Ma popular gonoko na. Ibaro na afeto no na all province na afeto imo. Ega popular mo. I saw the neokwe.
I am sorry. Imo State is part of Biafra land. That is the heartland of Biafra.
We are the heartland.
I say is heartland of Biafra.
Yeah,
because everything that you want in Biafra land, when you look at it from east, west, north, and south, Imo State is looking at standing at the almost the middle of Biafra land. So there is nobody that will count Imo State out. If you forget, if you think that I forget, maybe it's my mistake. I'm sorry about that. But remember,
my brother. How are you keeping
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu respects a man that is called the former governor of Imo State. He went to his home to pay homage to his wife and the children, because this is a man that built the airport in Imo State. This man, he built so many, all the roads that Mbakwe built in Imo State are still there up to this moment. So there's no how you can talk about Biafra without mentioning Mbakwe. Apart from our brother from Abia State, who was the former Eastern Region Governor General. What is his name again? Michael Opara. Mbakwe is the second person that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu respect more than any other person in Igbo land. Apart from Ojukwu. Ojukwu is exceptional. So my brother, I want all Biafrans to know that Biafra land must remain calm. Those people who are bringing criminals into Biafra land to kidnap, to kill, ask for ransom, should know that their days are numbered. Don't worry. And also a go mile. Odogwu will be out to tell you how it is and how it's supposed to be. Thank you very much. I stand by. God bless you.
Thank you, one man. You saw one video I sent to you, and the man played that video today. What is happening? Yes. The way do the war Fulani, the ganging up, Yoruba Fulani are ganging up, burning our people. One they take you in Okada, smarter the Okada man being outside.
Mazi, I want to use that as my closing remark, so that
my beloved,
so that our people will meditate over
it. I mean, correct Biafra. I was in the Okada and only went so bad. One at that about the member. Fearless evangelist over to you. One number. Mamba, come up.
Okay, thank you, Mazi, thank you. So let me go to the second topic, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's freedom and the need for Biafra land to remain calm, and the need for Biafra to continue to campaign for freedom. Okay, yes, the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu. Our people must understand that what we are fighting is Biafra freedom through self-determination. Because what our fathers did was to defend the land against the invaders, as Ojukwu called them, Nigerian army invaders that came to take our land, because we did not declare any war. We only declared Biafra as they force us out of Nigeria. We cannot be without a name. We must have a surname because Nigeria forced us out of Nigeria. So, because what Ojukwu went to Ghana to discuss was Nigeria, not Biafra. So, after discussing Nigeria, they came here, they said they don't agree in the Nigeria that they discussed. And they started killing us. So, our fathers defended this very place. At least we stood against them as in the same manner they came. Now, this time around, to vindicate our fathers that they wasn't rebels. And they just turned them rebels to tarnish their image and to take the interests of the world away from supporting them. And this time around, the same thing they played. But IPOB have beat them by the way Nnamdi Kanu started, trying to mark Nigeria out of the field, which he finally succeeded by always in his broadcast indicate that IPOB is not a terrorist organization. We are not criminals. Initially, before we were tagged terrorists, because he knew the last weapon of the British, they would try to criminalize you. That is their only weapon. To be blamed, no? They will criminalize you and you will be the topic. Now, they wanted to do it so that when you call Nnamdi Kanu on Radio Biafra, he will tell you that your name and where you are calling us from. If you appoint IPOB family official, any official, he will announce it. If you have been a friend, he will announce it. That is to say, terrorism does not have address. They don't tell you where they came from. That is what IPOB is telling you. That you remain calm means that you are maintaining the ideology of Nnamdi Kanu. You are fully supporting him because his method of freedom fighting is what you will support him on. To him because he studied those ones. He knew violence one, he knew armed struggle, he knew government in exile, he knew all these things. But he chose one, self-determination. That does not mean that we don't have right for self-defense because Nigeria have declared war on us since 2015. But in IPOB modus operandi, we do not involve in violence. And the since Nnamdi Kanu is in detention, DSS, the language of IPOB leadership, the language of the lawyers is that our leader says that we should continue in our peaceful conduct. He did not say learn to be peaceful. Now in this topic they said we remain calm. The reason why our people should remain calm for freeing Nnamdi Kanu, that is to say, not that our people should learn to be calm. Remain calm means that from the starting, we have been calm. That's why people call us cowards. That's why Obiano called us toothless dogs. Because we are not violent. But our enemies are crying. Even as they come in the open to pretend. All of them are crying. They go in the secret to cry. Even as we don't shoot them. Because our fathers stood against them. We have shown them we can shoot gun. This time around is to decide them in the same weapon that the British used against us. That diplomacy, that's what we are using. We have rounded them up in all over the world. They have no gap to come against us. Their only place now left for Nigeria is Abuja, which we are going to destroy. We are going to destroy them in their court. No government of the world welcomes the blackmail of IPOB from Nigerian government. Of any kind. What you have to do now is to remain calm, to destroy them. You now see that Nnamdi Kanu will be good. No, you cannot use violence to defeat Mobile, Ajib, Tezaku, Shell, Izon, Chevron, then AP. No. You will use the same pattern that the British used to hand them over this very oil to, so that they can supply ammunition to kill us. Now, you know that this is their own right. They inherited by supporting the massacre of Biafrans. You cannot beat them with violence. They are prepared for violence. Now you have to destroy Nigeria in their courts. And the fight against all the allegations of the British against the people of Biafra by standing within Nnamdi Kanu in a peaceful manner which he has been leading us in. So our duty is to guide you to remain on the line. The line is maintain peace. Anybody that comes with violence approach to you in Biafra land or towards Biafra land, you see that person as enemy of Nnamdi Kanu, because the killings of IPOB family members from 2015, the first attack was in October 2015, but they didn't kill us, they wounded us. Some of us fall in swamp. In Bayelsa, our first protest in Biafra land, where we were asked to go by the leadership. That is plan A. When they attacked us, both A and the land, we now apply plan B, protesting from your state. Because when we call for a protest in a place, all of them from different barracks will come. We now go to state. So before they killed us in February, in the open, February 9, 2016 in Aba, they killed us in Impo, 2016. If you know they are not killed us 2015, 30th of August, that's how they have been killing us. Have we ever retaliated? Does it mean that we cannot even throw a stone? But that is not the bottom line we cannot agree on. And that does not stop us from self-defense. Because that one is a universal law. It's a natural law already. So when we tell you that the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu, okay, ask yourself, why is it that after the discharging of Nnamdi Kanu, the discharging acquitted by the appeal court, that IPOB we have not gone into violence? Now, the people that have been in violence, who have been opposing the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu by telling you that they are enforcing Monday sit at home, that it is the only thing that will free Nnamdi Kanu. Now, you ask them, do they achieve anything through violence? No. Rather, they brought tears, unending tears to different families in Biafra land. And in these tears, they try to connect the name of Nnamdi, that because of him, that they brought tears to this family, which is lie. Because Nnamdi cannot be killed for the same people he has paid sacrifices for them to be safe. That is to say, Nnamdi Kanu hate himself and love our people and hate himself. Then he is sacrificing himself to save us. How come somebody will now come and kill the same people Nnamdi Kanu have sacrificed even his parents to say, you kill the people and say they are saving Nnamdi Kanu? A man who is in detention and directing the lawyers to fight for our people that are in detention. Then how come you kill an innocent people, you say for free Nnamdi Kanu, the same man who want our people to be safe? That is when our people have to study and say, why are people that tell you that they will do violence, why can't they shift it to the north? Why can't they shift it to any part of Nigeria? Even as our leader is alive, right? And we are seeing him 2 times in a week. They said if you did not see him, burn down Nigeria. Then let us, though we are seeing him, but had it been we are not seeing him now, is all these shootings and killings in Biafra land, is it part of Nigeria? The answer is no. That is when our people should calm their teeth with their tongue. That you cannot bring war on your people, whereby the main oppressors, they do not fall victim. The Northerners does not fall victim in any violence in Biafra land. Because it is highly prohibited by Nnamdi Kanu. It is a no-go area. Any northern residents, those that are doing their legitimate businesses, nobody goes there. It is a standing order. Then the people that these people kill in our land are people that are praying for Nnamdi Kanu, people that are so compassionate, people that love Nnamdi Kanu. That is what we are telling you. Do not buy the idea. Do you know sit at home was not our starting point, but because if we want to protest, then because we find ourselves in a place where tyrants and dictators rule, if we want to protest, we sit at home. And it is not to intimidate people. You must be carried along, because we will tell you the reason and you welcome it. But some people came and they are enforcing it, which is a lie. Now, since our leader was discharged, you have not been, some people have been violent. And we have brought them to everywhere school. Only few criminals that are in the hideout, some hideout, which will fish out. That the people still doing something. Ask yourself, how come the date of court came up
the appeal court, Supreme Court hearing came up after some months that Nigeria refused to give us date. Did it come up because Nigeria was burned down? Did it come up because there was violence? No. We follow the normal proceedings, which is the normal track Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB is fighting through. We have been following them up. There have been serious legal battle in the Supreme between Nnamdi Kanu and federal government. Understand this, Nnamdi Kanu and federal government. That is the battle, a very serious battle that you must have to be careful and hear from Nnamdi Kanu, who is leading this battle. If he tell you to be cool, be cool. That is in the front line. The enemy visit him. They try to convince him, that is to say, he knows the standard of this matter. He knows when the matter will end. He knows he's the one holding the key. You must get him through IPOB leadership. If IPOB leadership communicate him through the normal source, right? If you are fighting for free Nnamdi Kanu without his guideline, then you are not fighting for his freedom. You must follow his guideline because he's not a criminal. He's only a criminal that will be in detention. Then his criminal gang can go to any extent, even if he falls victim, in order to, like now, form a group to go and see Nnamdi Kanu and discuss something with him. He will channel you to the leadership of IPOB through the lawyers. They will lead you. That is the channel. Because he must communicate to you and tell you what he discussed with the enemy last night or yesterday when they visited him. You cannot be acting out of his knowledge. Anybody acting out of the knowledge of Nnamdi Kanu telling you it is the source for his freedom, whereby you embark on violence, then you are the real enemy, the real Fulani, and must be treated like the Fulanis, terrorists. That is the issue. Our leader's freedom must come according to how he planned it to destroy Nigeria. He's the one who holds the key. Don't listen to any emergency sit at home. No, apart from the leadership of IPOB. We don't do it to suffer you. We only do it to carry you along. But we never do 2 days sit at home. We never give you sit at home for Supreme Court date. No, because Nnamdi Kanu is not facing trial. He is challenging his continuous illegal detention and the stay of execution that they illegally fight and illegally ruled, because he must be freed to go home before the federal government to go and fight. So that nobody told you. Your father don't know you IPOB. So IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB that established it, we registered it, we know how. Also IPOB by birth, please, and you must follow him to maintain it. Deal with anybody bringing violence in our land. Deal with that person. Deal with that person that nobody will rise up that way. People come to call for sit at home on the Supreme Court date, which you did not call for sit at home before the date came. Then what are you doing when you declare armed struggle? What is your business with civility? If you are holding gun, what is your business with civility? Because the civil disobedient is a weapon of the armless civilians. Hence, you are holding gun, you are violent, you have no business with civil disobedient. It is not your track. You are out of track. You do not mention referendum because you are out of track. You do not question court order. You do not question disobedient to court order. It is not your track. All those things are political solutions. All those things are legal proceedings. All those things are self-determination. So people should be calculative to know when people are deceiving them. Anybody holding gun cannot lead civil servant in a protest. So if you declare armed struggle and people tell you that somebody holding gun is now giving civilians order to sit at home, then you are now a dictator. It's only armless people that can call them for sit at home. Then if they sit at home, you know that they voluntarily did it. But if you hold gun, you call for sit at home, that is to say you enforce them. And that's why people refuse to go into armed struggle, because we will stop calling for the freedom. We will not be broadcasting because we will all be in the bushes. We cannot be protesting in the world as we protest before the presence of different organizations and international communities and government in the world. If you declare armed struggle, you cannot protest to them because your protest should be with a gun, because
your protest, your voice should be the sound of your weapons. And that is what we are bringing to the knowledge of our people, that they must understand that violence is not needed in our land. And this place must be protected. The need for Nnamdi Kanu's freedom. Our people should know that all we need is within Nnamdi Kanu in detention. That is the punishment from God. If you abandon him, you are gone as a people. Because good road is with him there. He's the one who called for second Niger bridge. Are you aware? Good school is with him there. That is a punishment. God who converted everything in him. If you abandon him, you'll be abandoned. If you fight for him, those things will reach you. It's very, very important. Before now, we have never got a security outfit that have no connection with the government of Nigeria. Independent security that have no business with politics. That is ESM. And they are anti-terrorism vigilante. They do not operate in the communities. And these people are our boundaries to see that your place is safe. When we did some location yesterday, they said there is no cow meat because the cow people had sacked from that area. Do you understand? I was happy. They don't even know how I was happy. They didn't use it. They didn't go for it. They say it's no longer here. Nobody kills it around here. Nobody talk about it. They have forgotten it. They say they are pursuing Nama people, cow people since. A very good development. These are efforts of men, and this thing came from Nnamdi Kanu. So the seaport, you need it now. Okay, do you know Nnamdi Kanu detention gave birth to the strength of P2B? Don't you know that his detention gave birth to P2B? Are you not aware? That's why people supported P2B, because they thought his freedom will intimidate Biafra struggle, and his presidency will stop Nnamdi Kanu. So these things you are seeing is because of Nnamdi Kanu. Even Nigerians are benefiting from it. His efforts. So you should know that is related to Nnamdi Kanu as a Biafran, you need him out. Whether you are anybody, whether you are a freedom fighter, you need him out. Mazi, I'll be stopping here. Thank you.
Mazi one ebale ala tetologo no one nda watching you done wonderfully well. Thank you. I still move to my brother. We're still rolling. Let's go again. Mazi, let's go again. 2 and 3 together, okay? Then we go for our last one and conclude.
Okay.
There we.
The next topic is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's freedom and the need for Biafra land to remain calm. Then the third one, the need for Biafrans to continue the campaign for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I'm going to take the first one first. You know, the event of these 2 years has been orchestrated by the operators. They wanted to use this event to confuse us. The plan of the operators was, if they will replace Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and then crash IPOB. Because they use, I normally say it all the time, they try as much as they can to use everything IPOB is doing and use it against IPOB. Every tool of IPOB will be used in a negative way in order to crash IPOB. Come to think of it, these people, so you know, IPOB has been confrontational, IPOB has been challenging everything. So now these people, what do? They brought people that infiltrated IPOB, and these people claim and pretended as if they are fighting for Biafra. They claimed as if they are fighting for the restoration of Biafra and also freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. While in essence, they were destroying it. They were trying their best to destroy it. They did not spare anything. They did not spare ESN. They did not spare IPOB media warriors. They did not spare IPOB leadership. They did not spare even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Even M branch, they did not spare it. They tried as much as they can to puncture everything IPOB is doing. That's why even they try to tell Biafrans at one certain time that whatever the leadership say, when they say this, they do the opposite because they want you. That's why they introduce autopilot for you. And when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, I want Biafra land to be calm, because we are not just telling you Biafrans to remain calm because it is our war. It is the word of your leader, it is the word of your master, that he wants Biafra land to remain calm. Biafra land remaining calm.
Did they say your finance?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
And that was the first place they struck. Because they know that you need your finance in order to pilot whatever there is. So they first of all strike those places and then try to buy off a lot of people. So a lot of things they did. And when they were doing this thing, they have already staged. In fact, they started even before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, because they already know, these criminals, they know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be renditioned. It is already in their pipeline. They have already informed them. So they were preparing ground. Now, the problem we have sometimes is that most Biafrans, we normally have short memory. And this short memory is dealing heavily with us. Okay, come to think of it, we should remember what happened. The first time, immediately many Biafrans were saying that these people, they kept meeting Biafrans in boss, telling them a lot of things, trying to buy off Biafrans, giving money to a lot of people so that they can start doing their job. They immediately they notice that you have a problem, they try to buy you over so that they can use you. That was exactly what these people were doing. So, for the past 2 years, since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's rendition, these people continue to cause problems. They wanted they recruited fake ESN members and used those people to continue to terrorize our people so that our people will start asking questions like, is this how Biafra will be? If this is how Biafra will be, no, let us remain here. That was exactly, they needed you to start talking like the Israelites of old that wanted to go back to Egypt. That's exactly what they wanted to do. So these people, they planned all this and they executed it. That was the reason why those days you see them putting illegal sit at home. And when they put illegal sit at home, they start telling you that you don't want to sit at home while your leader is in prison. They were using your emotions, they were using your feelings. Today, our people have known the truth. Our people have known that these people wanted to set land on our fire on our. That's why they made program and said we want to see Enugu burn. We want to see if Enugu start burning, who will survive? If Onisha start burning, who will survive? Have you asked yourself? When they say we want to see, okay, so our people have to burn. So when they burn, who are you fighting the Biafra? If you come to our land to drop a bomb, who will die? Who will survive? This is the question to answer. When they start telling you about we need to be doing something, let me tell you, nobody, even me talking here and everybody, nobody is the reason why we are still talking about Biafra. Only the person, the rendition, is still the reason why we are talking about Biafra. Because he is the person, the rendition, he is the person we are campaigning for, he is the person we are here, he is the person suffering even in jail. You are in those of us that are married are with their wife, bedding our wives. Most of us that are, we are eating whatever we want. Even if you are not eating, you have your freedom. But he has none of his freedom. He is the point light, he is the short light. So those people telling you, if not because of this person, Biafra would have died. How can Biafra die while your leader was renditioned? How? Is he not the satellite? Why is it that they did not kidnap you and kidnapped him? Why is it that they are not denying you bail, but they are denying him bail? Have you asked? That's because they know who is who. That's because that is saying something that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never be replaced. That was exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted to replace him. That was why they were lying and pushing a criminal up and down. That's exactly why they're doing this. I met someone recently who told me that he was thinking that all these people were the bright people doing something, because our people don't think. When I tried to tell him one or two things, he said, oh, no wonder. He started mentioning a lot of things they have done wrong, because his brain is not order deep for him to calculate all these things. When immediately you click into his brain, he will start thinking right. So we must understand that we need to remain calm, so that we cannot be an architect of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's misfortune, so that we can know, so that even Supreme Court cannot have any reason not to pronounce justice, because we already know, even someone that did not study law already know that the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is justice. Everybody knows this. They cannot even use media again to write nonsense. They cannot even use. Have you seen that most of them that are even speaking on television now is calling for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's freedom, because they are now short of lies. They cannot blackmail you again because they now know the truth. They can only blackmail you when these criminals are calling for because when they call for anything like problem, those criminals, those Nigerian agents, secret Nigerian agents, will use the opportunity to cause problem and then heap it on you. But IPOB has been able to distance themselves from all these criminals. Now, I saw when some of them sharing some nonsense that this and that we have go to all land today. You will see that the people have already known who are representing them. The people have already distanced the people recruited by the government and the oppressors, and the right people. The people already know. Everywhere is busy. Everywhere we are busy tomorrow. Tomorrow, and until the day IPOB leadership said, all of us must remember our heroes. So I call on Biafrans to continue the campaign, because don't be surprised that it is your campaign that made the picking of the date for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's the last date, and also now it is your campaign. You started calling AU, you started calling UN, you started calling British you started tweeting, you started calling them out, telling them to do the necessary thing, that it is an insult to Britain to neglect their own citizen. They owe him a duty. It is all your effort. Are you going to sleep now? We have few days to the election, to the court case. They are going there to decide, and not just any other. So that's why you must continue pushing. If you have not tweeted, please continue. If you have not called, please do the needful. You need it. You just need to load some card and sacrifice it. And call them. Speak like a reasonable human being. Tell them to do the needful. Tell them that all we're seeking is justice. We have not called for war. That is what you need to do. Those that are calling for war, we have already shown that they are agents of the same government that are causing trouble. So thank you and God bless.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Zip for some water. We'll come back to you for your last closing remark and last topic. Diken Naya, as in the hot TV, we're taking the last topic. From there, you do the need for about the clip Mazi Alozie played on the air. Unmute yourself, Diken Naya, in the hot TV. Aziza, are you there? Maybe if you are not there, okay, I go to Madam Chu. Fearless evangelist.
Okay.
Yeah, come on. Take the last topic, and you know the clip Mazi Alozie play today about how the Yorubas are Fulanis are ganging up, killing our people. Since 3 days, maybe there will be 3 people. Ebuzie gonna Okada, Yola, Onyoka. On the outside, people majority of Biafrans are there watching. It's very annoying. They don't do. Let's go on.
Thank you. So that the first thing, let me just hit it before I do. Our parents. Yes, our parents.
Some parents of what their children are being taught in school, because this is Islamic, they come in different ways, and the war is fought in different ways too. Freedom is in different ways. We are setting them head on.
Thank you. You know, the wrong teachings we get in the school, mostly they always follow try to use NYSC members. You know, some of the people they sent here, they brought some wrong teachings. Like you said, some of these things are not being written on book. They don't write it on exercise book. Just teach some of them so that it will be in your memory. They will not allow you to write it down. But what IPOB is bringing up here on the radio is that we should be mindful of what our children are being taught in school. Let us not just relax, you know, because that's how Ahmadu Bello came to in 1804 when he came as a teacher to Gorbe.
And now, fairness, because we have to brother skipper our what to have our assignment at 4 o'clock and 3 minutes.
Okay.
Let us give him time to speak. Then there you come.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you
to come up, please, my beloved.
Okay, Mazi, thank you for.
Say the last topic and stay back.
Okay. So the last topic said they need from parents to be mindful of what their children being taught in schools. This topic is very important because I don't know whether some of us have asked ourselves this is why most of people born and brought up in Lagos are always slave. Many of them speak a lot of grammar. Many of them, some of them, they don't wish to be called Igbo. When you call, no, I'm a location. I don't know what this. I have tried to understand what caused this type of mentality. Now, how is it that somebody that the Yoruba place you're living, they understand their culture, they dress like their own people, they do everything they're supposed to do. They even wear their clothes and also speak their mother tongue. They do everything, but you yourself, you want to belong, you want to be like it. You don't even make them to be that evil person, even though they living in the Yoruba land. You don't care. We have to start. Our parents should start trying to know what exactly they are teaching their children, especially those that are not from land. They have to understand this. They have to know all these things. They have to, because even those that are also from land, because our people. So we have to understand that we are taught in many places, because most of them that are yet to understand that freedom is the best thing that can happen to us. Even they continue to push, change their mindset from when they were small to for them to hate evil. Most of them, they never even knew. Some of them have not been. Some of them might not even they have not touched their food. They will continue to say ill of our society. They continue to say a lot of things about Igbo land. While Igbo land is the place of their birth, while Igbo land is their ancestry. So these things start from day one. Remember, in those days, we remember that they don't say anything that will show that they are Igbo. Most people, that's why these people deny that they are Igbo. They are not proud to be called an Igbo man. Go to Asaba and see some of them messing up. Go to a lot of places as if everybody is begging anybody to be Igbo. But a day will come. This is how I normally say. A day will come when people will fight because they were called. They were presented as if they are not Igbo. A time will come when even many people we don't even know that they are Igbo will start claiming to be Igbo. That day is coming. I once said it that a day will come when even politicians will start wearing Biafran bangle in order to win election. That day is coming. Today, most of them will have seen what happened in this election. Another time will come. They have to, even some of them have to say, we believe in that, we believe in Mazi in order to elect. But we will know his who that time. We will know his who. So you have to look into what they are teaching children. Because what they are teaching you is what makes you an original person and what makes you an slave. It is what you hear. They say faith comes from here. You don't hear. If what you are hearing is the ways of stupid people, you become stupid. You become foolish. But if you are hearing the way of wise people, that's why in the Radio Biafra have made them wise. Do you know why they are saying those things? Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have stayed in Radio Biafra for a lot of years, and he has been there teaching people how to use common sense. He will tell you to come with your pen and paper in order to learn how to reason. Now we are able to reason. Now the politicians cannot fool us easily. Now we can even hold all their campaign in their radio stations. They have the money. We don't have the money to publish our things. We don't have the money for them to bribe them in order to push our articles. No, but we are doing it ourselves because they say it's Ugweze. That's why we are beating them. That's why we are calling on anybody. If you are still sleeping, now you have known. Most of you that went to sleep, you must have known. If your eye did not tell you what the truth, you must have known the truth now. Come out. Start preaching the real thing. Start educating your even your children. You can re-educate them. You can be teaching them one or two things in your dinner. Tell them one or two things, what they need to know. And when you have educated them, it will be difficult for them to be destroyed. Thank you, Mazi. And I use this opportunity to call on our people to continue tweeting. I also use this opportunity to thank everybody. And I say rest in peace to Osram Man Page. He was here with us some time ago. He was here just like we are preaching today. He said that he will continue to come here and preach as far as the strength is there. And he did the needful that day. Today he is no more. And I believe when the history of this struggle will be written, most of people like Osram Man, his name will appear on people that did the needful for Biafra to come. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, brother. See you next week, same time, same station. Let's evangelist, unmute yourself and eat it up. Okay, thank you. So let me continue on one of the more reasons why we are calling them to be very, very careful and investigate what failed. That's how some people felt. Kind of taught the Islam to turn against their fathers. And the Ahmadu Bello blackmailed the fathers of the Hausa people, the original Northerners. He blackmailed their leaders, he blackmailed their kings, he blackmailed their fathers and their parents. And they were the people that was used to kill their fathers, and they started seeing their fathers as evil through a teaching by this Ahmadu Bello. And when he killed King Yumfa, because he came 1804, after 4 years, 1808, he killed King Yumfa, Sariki of Golbe, and changed Golbe to Sokoto. And he now crowned himself Sultan of Sokoto. And that is what we are telling our people, because that's how they came to our land. Now you are a minority. Do you know that the Ibibio and the Igbo is not the same? That's what they were writing. They told the Igbo hate themselves. Hey, Northerner hate themselves. That is one of the reasons we are telling you to study what they are telling you, what they are teaching your children, because they told you Northerner love themselves. But Nigeria is 63 years now. And the Northerners have ruled for 43 years now. And they are the people that will give you the highest number of beggars, poverty, the people that are going through different deadly diseases, people that are, where you see highest number of illiterates, where you see people that have no hope of next month to have to get
leprosy.
Yeah. Now I ask them, if the Northerners love themselves, as you claim, how come one of their presidents, Babangida, Al-Salami Abubakar, Gowano, Buhari, and all of them, Shagali, why is it that they fight poverty? They didn't fight illiteracy. They didn't fight deadly disease. They didn't fight all these things, but they love themselves. So that is the love you need. The love that a Northerner, a Hausa man will come, a Northerner will come. You give him one pair of shoes. You will give one to his brother. They will polish it. You give them 50. They share it in 5. And an Igbo man will say, Igbo will not do it because we are not reasoning like them. That is poverty mentality. They don't pay for house rent. They don't pay for school fees. They don't pay for, in the Biafra now, you them send their child to school. You don't have schoolmate of a Northerner, even in the primary school. You don't see them. Then they don't go for bed. They don't call them for village. They don't contribute. They don't develop their town. It is not their business. But you, if there is something at home, they will inform you. So our budget is greater than them. They didn't give them 20 pounds. They didn't massacre them. There was no genocide on them as they did on us. They did not demolish the house. There was no abandoned property. So what will warrant a Northerner to polish the shoe alone when he's with his brother? Because he has no problem. He's looking for a daily bread. So that is not love. It's called poverty mentality. The love there is to sack poverty, sack Alamajiri, all these things. Didn't do it. But the Igbos, they turn your brain and say they hate themselves. And the people, they give 20 pounds. If you go to the market where we are the importer, we are the distributor, we are the wholesaler, we are the retailer, we are the consumer. Then we are even the driver of the vehicle, we are the conductor, we are the offloaders. Then how do you say we don't love ourselves? Is it over 20 pounds? We mind our pockets. So everybody in his pocket before you receive from us, you must meet us with strong reason. Then they say that we don't love self. No, it is in our place where you see love. So that is one of the reasons we ask you to investigate what they are teaching them in school. People are very wicked to turn your children against you. Your children will now turn to kill you. So that is why we are going there. Then on the video of the strategy that the Fulani have established in Lagos, because when we talk about this very Fulani here is us, Fulani have come to take over Lagos. They are using Tinubu and Sanwo-Olu to hand over Lagos to the Fulani. That is the highest instrument. That is why none of them won their election properly. So as for that, it has become a threatening point of Fulani that if Tinubu refuses to sign what they want him to sign about Yoruba land, then he will lose a case in the courts. So because of the case in court with Tinubu, threatening is going on. Tinubu to be signing many things to the Fulani. The same way to Sanwo-Olu, he was rigged in. Therefore, he is not independent to decide as a governor. Rather, to be implementing some policies in Lagos, which definitely hand over Lagos to the Fulani. By the time Yoruba will know it, they will understand that our funds have taken place. So now, their attitude now is to strategize a way of bringing mafia on our people by. At times, you will enter a vehicle of a Fulani, there was not the Fulani will say my prick. I did not see my prick. I did not see this. Or the man will say, I did not see my prick. I did not. Small time, they will kill our person. There are ones they are using to kill us in Lagos. This is the plan, the way of the British. They will always put in. That's why they say checking point in places. That's why they set army barracks in our communities. They set police barracks in our communities and set checking points on our roads and set Fulani herdsmen in the bushes so that we will always be under siege because they are stealing from you. So the same thing, they are bringing fear on our people in Lagos because they want to take our properties. So they have strategized to be killing us. They will just bring one incitement and they will bring our people down. And one thing we are telling our people in Lagos, when you know that somebody push you to the wall, there is no other escape route. Why not you fight back? If you die in the extent, you know that the person have wound. You know that they want to kill. You are dying silently. This is not our pattern. And those around will be watching them in Lagos. When you know that they are killing your brother, imagine our people. Don't you know? If you are not ready to stay there, come back home. If you are staying there, do not die like a coward. What is your mind of staying there? You stay there means that you can face the battle. Then how come if they turn around and brought the word to you and bring the word to you, you will not dodge? Don't you know that your brother they're beating you? It's because they're not beating you dead. Bring your brother down, you have become fearful. Therefore, you have become paralyzed. But if all of you are rising up in different areas in Lagos, not allow the others, that kind of, they will know that you want to stay or you want to go. So if you don't want to stay, then go. Do not cause problem for us. Like every time we see our people, they just kill casually. It's better the Nigerian kill us. We know they declare war in Biafra land. But for you to be watching a Yoruba civilian, you didn't go to steal, you didn't go to rob, you did not commit any atrocity. They just instigate an incitement without going through trial. They will just kill you. No police involved, and you are watching them. We do not accept it. If you continue on that, that is to say, this same thing we are calling you to come back home is the last one. You cannot stay there. You have been brought into fear. That you'll be watching an Igbo man kill you. You're watching an Ibibio man, they kill him. You're watching an Ijo man, they will kill the person. You are watching at Isoko man, they kill the person. In the little house. For what? So, Mazi, that is it. And our people should know that Twitter is a weapon that Nnamdi Kanu gave to us. That Nigeria never expected that it will be a weapon. And that is why we always remind our people that how many Twitter you made the day or retweet is how many bullets you shot on our enemies. Some of you don't understand the importance of this retweet, that it is a direct message to a source or a government or an individual which you can never, or you have not come to the level of meeting them, or that time have not come. But you will approach them directly through Twitter. And that is why we always call on you that you are there and you know how it happened. Then complain it to the world through your Twitter handle. It will reach them. Retweet our Twitter expert tweets. That's what our leader said. Because when you retweet, it will keep reflecting on the notification of the handler. So what we are telling you is obey that order. Do not be listening to people there. Is it what we are doing? The same thing they told you about picture. Change your picture to the picture of Nnamdi Kanu so that his picture will be everywhere as usual. We used to do it because we are in the battle, we know how to fight under self-determination. They told you, no, is it the picture that DS gave to us? Later, they started using another person's picture to do their profile picture. To tell you their mindset is to hide the picture of Nnamdi Kanu and replace it with a picture of a criminal. And that is why we are telling you that what we ask, they tell you to do from the leadership is part of the things our leaders set on table for them. They are standing things that we don't overlook. They have the ingredients to cook for the enemies. They have the ingredients to cook for us. And when they tell you they are cooking for the enemy, then you do not expect to get the full aroma, or you want to get the aroma of the food they are cooking for the enemy. No. When they cook for us, it will reach you, and this one is the one they cook for us. They say you should tweet. It is a food you will join us in eating. It is a battle you will join us in fighting. that even if you are not IPOB, you are a Biafran, you can screenshot your tweet tomorrow and when Biafra come and show it to your children. You call for free Nnamdi Kanu. It is a very good example or something or presentation. So we are calling you to continue on Twitter. Share IPOB press release. Read it and share it. Share it, very important, because if you know the weight and the what IPOB press release, the power of it, and the Radio Biafra, then you will know that the press release of IPOB must be shared. This is the weapon we use to destroy the infiltrators officially to the world, because when you are marking them in your platforms, the official press release will come through IPOB. That's why Monday Sit at Home did not hear the free, because there has never been an official press release backing it up from an recognized organization. Rather, people that shouted Monday Sit at Home will enforce it. When they commit crime, the federal government of Nigeria, through their media, will say it's IPOB that did it. That is to say, IPOB is a recognized organization. But people say the autopilot, they committed it. Government can never say the autopilot did it. And when Imakwafu come to debunk it, the enemies will now come against him and say, why is he debunking it? But we are not the people that did it. We expect those that did it to claim it, but they never claimed it, knowing that they have no serious organization. That is why we ask you to share this press release, retweet and tweet our Twitter, tweet every Tuesday, even ordinary days. Thank you, Mazi. I remain the fearless IPOB evangelist, Mazi. Thank you.
Thank you, watching.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll meet same time, same next week, okay? Same session. Stay on mood. Dicken, as in the hot. Come and piano bamba, I may change this program, okay? Unmute yourself if you can hear us now. You are the last speaker. Address Biafran properly and make your closing remark. Over to you.
Thank you. I am Mazi and I'm here once again to speak to humanity. Looking at the last topic, which is about looking into what our teachers are teaching our children at school. We all know the meaning of history. But before I go on, permit me to read out the meaning of history. Because if you don't know your history, believe you me, you will not know your true identity and your destiny.
Go on, do that. You are permitted. Go on.
History, as the white man placed it, which when I am done reading in English, I can also break it down in Igbo language so that our brothers and our sisters who may not understand the grammar will grasp at least a piece of one or two things they need to know about what is called history. History is inquiry, knowledge acquired by investigations. Inquiry, knowledge acquired by investigation. I repeat, inquiry, knowledge acquired by investigation. It is the systematic study and documentations of human activities. The time period of event before the invention of writing system in considered prehistory. History is an umbrella term comprising past events as well as the memory, discovery, collection, organization, presentation, and the interpretation of these events. Now, history is also an academic discipline which uses narratives to describe, examine, question,
and analyze past events and investigate their patterns of cause and effect. Now, I want to break it down because we are indigenous people of Biafra. Even though some of us may not be PhD holders, but there is something that Chukwu Kabiyama gave us in quantum. That is wisdom. Amamife. The need for our people, our teachers, our brothers and sisters to teach our children the right thing to know is because of all the affirmation points from the side of history. Example, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not study contemporary history in the high institutions, he will not find out about the events that are past. He will not find out the truth behind who we were before of Europeans. He will not find out the truth about what our fathers have established before the coming of the Western world, and bring it out to us, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mix 70% of historical facts and figures with 30% of preach about our freedom. Because of our past, people like me listened to him, understood the truth behind my past, what has happened hundreds of years ago, how the country, how the contraption we are put into was fixed, how it was established, who we were before the coming of Lord Lugard, Flora Shaw, and the Harold Wilson that put us together with those who are now killing us, calling us one people. It is because of the past event, the historical fact that has been recorded somewhere by the historians, that I'm able to know that I am not supposed to be called a Nigerian. So I am trying to explain this to our people who are teachers in various schools in Biafra land, to look into what they are teaching our children, because it's going to help them to have a brighter future, to have a knowledge of what they are supposed to do and what they are going to see in the nearest future. Example, if our people do not understand that Biafra have existed 5,000 years ago, if our people do not understand the meaning of Biafra, if our people do not understand the meaning of freedom, believe you me, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not come to tell us all those things because we do not understand it, nobody will listen to him. It's because when he tell us, we go and do research and find out what everything he was saying was correct. And that is part of history, the past event, what has happened. Now look at the history of United Kingdom. This is a United Kingdom. These are different states that came together and call themselves united. Look at America. The United Kingdom, the Wales, the England, all they have different governments. They have different laws. They have different constitutions. They have different colors of flags. It is the history that made us to understand all these things. And for this, people from these places knew that they have their rights as a Welsh citizen to practice what the people of Wales did. The thing that united them together is that currency, their immigration laws, and one or two things again, and their military. But believe you me, it's taught in school to their children to know that they are just united as a nation, but when you come into their compartment, they are different. They are people of different distinctions, and they are practicing their culture and their tradition, differently. So in our own case, our fathers and our mothers, our teachers should begin to teach our children about who we are, about our progenitors, about those that came before us, what they did, and how our nation was established before now. It is part of life. History is part of life. Now, when you look at the Northerners, I want to thank Mazi Madabushi for touching part of it, but I want to digress a little bit more. When you look at the North, the only history they are teaching them is only derived from the Quran. They are not teaching the history that is going to help them, their children, to stand up to question their leaders. Out of 60-something years of Nigeria being a country as it was constituted, history is not teaching them that their own forefathers have ruled over and over more than every other person from the region, from other regions. They don't know about this. Now, why did their father rule more than other people, but their children are suffering more? It's because they want to hold their children in captivity blindly. They do not want their children to know the truth. That is the reason why they are able to use their religion to manipulate them. They will tell them to go and fight, to go and kill, to go and do this. They will be doing it because they didn't teach them the true history that back up who they are. That we explain to their children that the people that are called Fulani came from Futajelom Mountain. That the people that call Fulani are only but 6.something million in number. The people that call Fulani, that their progenitor called Uthman Danfodio came actually as a teacher, invaded a palace, killed the king who was in the palace, enthroned himself into the palace as the emir. History is not allowed to teach them that there is nothing like emir in the northern part of this part of the, or in the Hausa land before the coming of the Fulanis. That it is after the Fulanis came that they enthroned themselves as emirs. And since then, there is no Hausa man that have ascended onto that throne of leadership as their emir or as their king, as the case may be. In our own case, we understand that if Nigeria has history in their own curriculum to teach us that before 1967, this is what has happened. Before 1945, this is what has happened. Before 1914, this is what has happened. This is who we were. Believe you me, as we are growing up, we don't need any gun or any bullets. We don't need any radio station to teach us or to tell us what to do or what not to do. What we need to do is to follow up that event of the past. What we need to do is to go and look at the way that Kwame created our forefathers and the knowledge, the wisdom that he gave to them. We will tap from it, knowing fully well that this is who we are. But you know what they did? They hide all these things. That is why they remove history in the curriculum of Nigeria education system. And that is why you see somebody from a place called Anioma claiming that his name is Sunday Ogochukwu Olise, but he is not Igbo. And there is what we call Mpolu in Igbo language. Mpolu is Kandesi Asusu. If a man from a boy come now and speak, I may not hear everything he's saying, but at the end of the day, I will grasp a little bit of what he's saying. It is Mpolu. A man from Munsuka, if he says something, there are things I will not understand. This is called Mpolu. And because of this, the language we speak may be different, but our culture, our shared common value system is one. So history is there to teach us, to let us know that our brother from Asaba, from Oyiseluku, from Ila, from all these places that are called Delta today are the same blood with us. The history is supposed to teach us that when you go to Imo State, there is a place called Eboma. When you go to Delta State, the same people who are called Eboma in Imo State were divided into a Delta State and called Eboma. The same thing in River State. These are the part of the things that our teachers should understand that history is supposed to do in our lives. That is going to say that people from Delta State who are people from that side of Delta State who share the same common value system, who are the same family with the people in River State, we acknowledge the fact that we are brothers and we are sisters. But you know what happened? They hide all these things from us. They kept all these things away from us while we are growing. But I thank for bringing somebody like Mazi and the coming of the greatest radio station on this planet Earth called Radio Biafra. Because on this platform, we relearn, and we do what? We give out what we have and we take from you because of historical facts and figures. Our brothers and our sisters from that side of the world who bears name Chukwuma, Chukwebuka, or God Chukwu, Chukwu, it is history, the outdated history that was the little one that was taught them that made them to say they are not Igbo. If proper historical fact of God was given to them, some of them will not come out to tell you that they are not Igbo. That is why our people in the different area were taught that they are not the same thing with us. But ask them, what is the name of their community? Umukuta, Umuigbo, Umunka, Umunkozo. After the war, they changed it to Rumu. My brothers and my sisters that are listening to the sound of my voice this moment, I want you all to know that what you give to your children is what they will bring back to you when they grow up. What you teach your children is what they are going to bring back to you when they are growing. If you teach your children that they are not supposed to, that they are poor and they cannot make it in life, they will begin to think towards that direction. But when you teach them that their progenitors were wealthy, they do this, they do that to come, to overcome some certain situations that during the time of rainy season, we farm, we plant, we do this. During the time of dry season, we will harvest, they will grow up with that ideology, with that mentality to do what? To follow up with that history of what their forefathers have done. What we are talking about today is about what we teach our children. Stop telling them the story that will make them feel reluctant about their future, or the story that will make them docile. This is the fact that you cannot deny from our people. When you look at what is happening in the cycle of government in Nigeria today, you will understand that so many of our so-called what call them and our elder statesmen have made a lot of blunders because they failed to teach some of our children's truth, and they were believing in some mirage, 2023 nonsense that is going to change the face of the belief of our people. And believe you me, I am going to read out some of the things that they told us, which never come to fruition. And when they were saying this, they were saying it with every alacrity, as if they are speaking the truth. But we know that history will always resurface and correct everything that is not correct. Listen to this. Remember when Alozie told us that we should allow Ruga in Igbo land because Fulani will support them in the president in 2023. Our children that listen to Alozie then, without being properly taught that Ruga means my land, and the people who are calling it Ruga are coming to claim that our land, those children will not understand what it means. That is why whenever you are listening to Radio Biafra, you bring your children close. Alozie said, allow Ruga in Igbo land because Fulani will help them in president. Okay, now what has 2023 president, Igbo president, got to do with Ruga? Ruga is about taking over your land, and president is going to last for 8 years, and Ruga will remain forever. And Ruga is all about when they take over your land, they will put their emir, put their seriki before 2, 3, 4, 5 years. They begin to kill you, to kick you out of your land because they don't have any land in this place they call a country called Nigeria. They all came to take over. This is why somebody like Devuma, he told us, he said IPOB should be proscribed. Devuma, he said, should be proscribed so that we will gain president in 2023. This is the speech of the man you call Devuma. And indeed, they proscribed IPOB. Have they gotten the 2023 president? No, which will only last for 4 years, at worst 8 years. Now, if our children begin to listen to people like Devuma, they will be saying, oh, if we support these people, if we support these people to proscribe IPOB, that is just to say that in 2023, they will give us president. These children will be wallowing in ignorance. They will not understand that what Umahi is saying is that he is speaking in favor of those that have kept us underdeveloped, those that have been killing us, those that have come to take over our land. But our teachers who are supposed to be educating our people, not only our teachers, our parents also should do the needful. Now, look at the one that is called Nyangwood, the former president of Ohanes Ndibo General. Nyangwood said something. He said, herdsmen are best. Hello?
Yeah, Mazi, conclude because there's a clip I want to play here now.
Okay, thank you. Nyangwood said, herdsmen are best and have not killed anyone in the East. They will support us in 2023. Nyangwood made this particular topic, this particular comment. Then, if you are looking at the fact and figures surrounding this kind of comment, our children are listening. Herdsmen have been killing our people uncountably. Go to Ozowani. You know how many people that were killed. Go to Anambra, go to Aguleri, go to Miata Anam, go to Uli, go to Imo State, go to Olu, go to so many places, even in Enugu State. In Ebonyi State, even where the Umahi came from, they were killing us. Is this a true? Is it truth that this Umahi was saying? It's a pure lie. Now, I want our people to understand that the man that you called Okorocha, the former governor of Imo State, also make a blunder. He said the only problem we have for coming 2023 presidential election is Nnamdi Kanu. How is Nnamdi Kanu a problem? When you know, all of you know that Nnamdi Kanu is actually trying to save us. Where is Okorocha today? Where is political ambition today? It is already rubbish. Our children should be taught the right things so that they will think positively. Should I talk about, even Nnamdi would also say, we support Python dance to calm Nnamdi Kanu down at IPOB because of 2023 election. This is what Nnamdi would say. We are keeping record of all these people's comments. We are not, listen, we keep record until the world ends. We will not forget. But the one that shocked me the most is the one that Okwimodo said. He said, if BDP and APC didn't zone their ticket to Southeast, I will join IPOB. When you are telling all these lies, making all these quotations, all these things, don't forget that we're keeping all those your comments somewhere in the cooler. So looking at it now, we all understand that all these things that we are doing is all about 2023. But now 2023 have come. The people who you are thinking you are supporting have already chosen whom they want to rule you. And on that note, believe you me, our people are being killed in Lagos on daily basis. Those people whom you see they are killing in Abulado have not committed any crime. They are only doing it because they just want to put Ndibo on the run na Lagos. Because they will come, Okada man will carry an Igbo man. The Igbo, when he's driving anywhere, when the Igbo man tell, please slow down, the next you start shouting, my manhood have disappeared. My manhood have disappeared. Jungle justice will be made on him. This is a strategic plan to eliminate, to kill our people. And we are going to speak against it. We are going to stand up against it. It is only IPOB that is fighting to defend our people across this place they called a contraption. Thank you very, very much, my brother. I stand down. We meet sometimes. Yeah. Again. Do not forget that we are tweeting every Tuesday, and today is our Tuesday. Mazi Nnamdi will rejoin us soon. May God bless Biafra. May God bless everybody that listens to us. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Yeah, I want you, Biafra, to hear this clip I'm going to play now before coming from Biafra land. Here, precisely. Mazi, let me play this clip. After that, I'll say my closing remark. We sign off. Please be attentive.
Okay, there is silence on your side. Have you done?
Mazi Alozie, you can play it from your side. I gave it, okay?
I thought you were playing. I thought you were playing it. Okay.
Oh yeah, just play. I send it to you. Play it, Mazi. Play it from your end. It will be more okay there. Please.
All right.
I just send it to you now, please.
I got it. I'll play
Okay.
it. All right.
Play. Okay.
My brother, this is to report to you the situation. This is a situation report from Okija, here local government area of Anambra State, Biafra land. This afternoon, some criminal gangs from Osu came down to Okija this afternoon in order to enforce their nonsense sit at home. These people are Simon Ekpa group. These people are autopilot criminals. They came to enforce this their nonsense sit at home. As God may have it, the vigilante men in Okija chased them back. The vigilante men in Okija chased them back. They marched them head on. These people came with the AK-47, well equipped, but the people that faced them with pumping action and even chased them back where they come from. These people, they came in order to enforce their nonsense and the useless sit at home, which they normally do whenever our reader, Mazi Nandekano, wanted to appear in a court. These people normally used to cause mayhem. No, they normally used to cause problem here and there, because these people have been used. They were being used by the federal government in order to target to the IPOB, that IPOB is a violence group. But this afternoon, the vigilante men in Okija chased them back. They didn't succeed in their mission. But Ihiala, Pan, and some part of Ebonesi, they have conquered that area. Ihiala is under Ihiala Pan is under the lock and key. They finish up with Ihiala, then try to enter Okija. But the God of the land said that they will not succeed. And they did not succeed. What I want to promise them is that so far they carry all this their mission come to Okija. They have come to an end of this year evil activities in Biafra land. Because the God of this land will fight them to the end. The God of this land will fight them to the end. That is my prayer to them. They will not see the light of the day anymore. These people are trying to do everything possible to make sure that our reader remains in a DSS dungeon. But that their plan will not work for them, because DOS and IPOB has defeated their plans. Ekpa is nobody. He is a failure on his mission already. So this is the situation report from Okija, Ihiala local government area of Anambra State, Biafra land. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. IPOB media reporting. Thank you.
Yeah, Mazi Alozie, this is a report I just flew in as we are here, and I decided to play it. I don't want to make it verbally. That's why I will play it for people to understand what we're going through. the atrocity these people continue to commit. And Biafrans all over the world, please don't forget to continue to make the call that we are directed to make by the leadership of IPOB all over the world. And secondly, continue to follow IPOB every Tuesday on Tuesdays, and retweet and tweet from IPOB official side. It's very, very important. This is what I have to encourage all of you. And don't forget to pray for our leader. Next tomorrow is court, and we are very, very hopeful that we will always win. And very soon our leader will enjoy us. And this month is month of our Heroes Day. Continue to visit our veterans, show them love. Those of them in Biafra, whatever you have, show them love. These are people that gave up life. And Europe here, I know many countries like Czech, most of the countries are celebrating their Heroes Day. It will be a very big occasion here in Europe. Europe is on. The whole of Europe, I know, is on. It will be on. We appreciate all of you. We'll see you again sometime next week again, same time, same session. I remain okay for the work. Maka is in all the province of Biafra land. Mazi, thank you for having us today. You go Gabans, you're sent. Oglogonda, Biafra. That's my prayer for you only. There was, sir. Thank you.
There was.
Sign out.
Thank you.
There was.
Thank you very much. This is where we'll be ending today's program. Let me see. I had a series of calls, and one call in particular is something I would like to respond to, but I don't think that caller is around at the moment. So I will gracefully end the broadcast today. Then we'll be back on the air tomorrow with Ndengwa. Thanks to our listeners, and follow the instructions. A lot is happening around our leader. People are predicting why not he should be released. There's a court judgment. You release him. He didn't do anything. Why are you still holding him? This is a jungle justice, the zoo. And look at them quarreling over election, the zoo. So let's continue. And all of you should have a nice day. And hope you join us tomorrow. Bye-bye. And all of you should have a nice day. And hope you join us tomorrow. Bye-bye. And all of you should have a nice day. And hope you join us tomorrow.